Hi, it's Lonnie with Crafty Traveler, and this is my husband, Ernie. And this is our 2019 Minnie Winnie we just purchased in March of this year. In this video, we're going to show you the improvements and renovations we've made so far. So stay tuned.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now.
Like I said, we purchased this Minnie Winnie in March of 2022. We traded in our passport trailer. You may have seen other videos that included our passport trailer. And after taking 3 little trips, one, I went solo on a Girl Camper Doggy Days weekend, and then we went to Central California and visited Pinnacles, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Parks. And then we went over to the Fort Bragg coast, and all those videos and playlists will be either posted above or in the description if you want to watch them. And we also went to a couple harvest hosts during that time. The Minnie Winnie is 23 feet 10 inches long, and it's the perfect size for us, and there's no slide. And we made notes to ourselves about things that we needed to be improved or renovated to make our lives a little easier. So stay tuned, here we go. We're going to start in the front of the RV and show you those improvements first. So Ernie, what's this thing right here?
That's our bug deflector.
And what does it do?
Keeps the bugs off the windshield.
And it diverts them up to the cab part, right?
Yeah,
But at least they're off the windshield.
that's right. You gotta see where you're going.
And then what is this thing down here?
That is a bug screen to keep them out of the engine and off of the cooling system. It's easier to brush off bugs when they're dead and dried on this than it is to dig them out of your radiator.
Okay, and then there's one more thing down here, right?
I had to add an additional screen in the windtake down here because there wasn't any. So anything rock or bug would have gone directly into the radiator and air conditioning cooler.
Okay,
Without stop.
good. It's a little hard to see, but it's in there. Okay, next we're going to go around to the driver's side. So sometimes I go on my own and I don't have Ernie with me, or we take turns. And one of the things we had to do was put this extension on the sewer cap. This is an extension that extends it out a bit because it was very difficult for me to get under there to take care of the sewer. And I use my garden stool to sit on, or I can flip it over and kneel on it if have to get down this low. And that has been a real big benefit for both of us since we're 70 and I have total knees. So this is an extension piece on the sewer. So we have a locking gas cap on our RV, and we were concerned about the cap being left behind. So what did you do, Ernie?
I got some cable and some crimpers and some screws and used a little Gorilla Glue so that they would glue in place. And now you can undo.
And it'll hang down there so we won't forget it at the gas station. Excellent. Thank you. We now have two cameras. The original one is on the left, which shows down to the hitch and will show the car that we tow, but doesn't show much behind it. So Ernie installed the second camera on the right that will show us farther back from the tow vehicle and see who's coming up behind us. And I did a video on that, so I'll try and post it somewhere. And then the second thing on the back is our bicycle rack. It's an old bicycle rack we had for our children years ago. We don't have bicycles, but we hang our chairs on the back. And then we have our tow bar that is a Falcon all-terrain, non-binding tow bar that we will use when towing our little CRV. Here's a picture of it all hooked up. And I've done a video on how we hook it up. And then the last thing down here, Ernie, talk about the mud flaps.
Well, mud flaps are essential when you're going down the road because you're going to be kicking rocks up, and you certainly don't want them going into the headlights or windshield of your towed vehicle.
Right. And he did that himself by just bolting them on, is that right?
Yeah, with a crossbar.
Okay. We don't. Now our doors that flip up, which we have 4 of them in the RV, did not have magnets. So what Ernie did is he put a magnet there, and I don't have to worry about flipping on that latch that's behind there, and it holds up very well. Okay, magnet installed. Thank you, dear. I have a video for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put this little hook on here so we could latch the dog's leash. Okay. One of the first things I wanted was a keyless lock. And we have a remote, or we can use the combination, which I'm not going to show you. After seeing a lady on YouTube who got locked out of her RV from her cats, I said, we have to get this because the dog could lock us out very easily. So Ernie put that in, and we do have a video about the keyless lock. Here you can see that Ernie has put Mylar on the window of the door so that the mirror shows back when the camper door is open. You can see me waving my hand. That way when I have the door open, I can see what's going on behind the RV. And this is what it looks like from the inside. If I'm sitting in, I can see what's happening behind the RV or alongside in case someone is approaching. Now he said that the mirror side was actually the side to be stuck on the window, and because I wanted the mirror side so I could see, he had to use Gorilla Glue spray to spray it on there. So it's stuck there for good. Talk about this screen.
I simply measured and cut and added this additional screen because the screen that comes with it is rather flimsy and a dog could go right through it with his claws.
Yeah.
So this is metal. Still get circulation. Dog can see out, but he's not going to go through it.
Right. Right. Now we're going to go inside the RV. Come along. When we first got the RV, there was a very ugly half curtain that went across the top. So Ernie put in a pole, a metal pole, and took out the old pole, and I got a nice long thermal curtain. So it blocks off the top and the cab for insulation. And you might notice the little fairy lights. You've seen those on other people's RVs, I'm sure. I like turquoise, but they change color as well as flash. As Ernie steps in, he's going to demonstrate this handle, which he put in. The other handle on the right side was already there, but sometimes I have my hands full and I need a right handle rather than just a left handle. And on the top bunk, which we will never sleep on and probably never get up into unless we have to, Ernie made this box that has a board here on the side and on this side, and there's a board underneath that goes under the cushion, so I have more storage. And we store other blankets and bedding up here. In the cab, I've done a few decorating things. I got a nice pretty turquoise steering wheel cover. I got these big bath sheets to cover our seats. I've just temporarily tied them on for now. They are called bath sheets. And then we have our Garmin, and then this screen is for the second camera, and the one below it is the original camera. So we have so many cameras up here, we don't know where to look first. And we have loads and loads of command hooks, strips, and putty. So Ernie, what are those two boxes up there?
One on the left, I've added a little mini computer while we're on the road. If we happen to get to where we have excellent Wi-Fi reception, we can stream our premium channels that we belong to. It has its own separate keyboard to run with, so that can run there. Then I took and moved over and added a Blu-ray from the DVD. So now we can watch on the front and the back our Blu-rays.
Yeah, we had a DVD and he took it out. He's going to install it in the back. Ernie finished putting up this shelf with the DVD player on the TV in the back, so I can lay in bed and watch my movies now. Because we have zero countertop, Ernie installed this. An extension, a nice wooden extension. What kind of wood is that, Ernie?
That's just pine that's stained as close as I can to match the paneling.
Okay, and it's got these squeeze mechanisms that you can squeeze and put it down. It's very beneficial when you're trying to prep or do dishes. So this cabinet above the sink, I've got a few things in here. I've got these trays I had in the trailer, and this holds my glassware and cups. And then underneath we have all our paper products and plates. But I've put these tension bars in a crisscross fashion. I have found that they stay better, and I can reach in and grab things without unhooking them if we're just stopping for a quick lunch or something. Because we don't have a lot of counter space, we got this nice bamboo cutting board I can put over the sink or over the stove and use it as a little more cutting space. I had this little trash can from the trailer, so I'm using it here. It just hooks up here. I have this command little tray that I can put my sponges in, and underneath this rack is for cans and other products, and I also had that from the trailer, and that works really well. It fits perfectly in there. Ernie put up this nice magnet strip for the knives, and they stay secure. And then I have these other little magnet strips that hold my souvenir magnets from all the national parks that we've gone to. Ernie, I see there's a strip there, electrical strip. How did you do that?
Well, first of all, I had to get the screw pattern and so that it would hold itself. And then I went down underneath and through the basement here and brought a cord out so it would plug into the plug that's down there. and everything's out of the way. Before we had to unplug it and plug it back in and unplug it and plug it back in.
And now it's permanently plugged in. And then, of course, I have my artwork and some pictures over there. And then he also plugged in another extension. You could see it at the top, which goes up and over the valance and comes over onto this side there, because he can then plug in his computer or phone and charge. Besides the artwork that's here, we also have remotes velcroed to the wall. This bolster we had in the trailer, and it houses my shoes, and Ernie has his own. But this one also helps me step up into the bed. It also is a step for the dog. He can jump up here and get on the bed, and then he's learning to jump down, but we're still being real careful with him when it comes to jumping down. So over the bed, there's a nice little shelf, and Ernie put another power bar there, which I use for my electric blanket and other items, such as my CPAP, which I also found my CPAP can work on the 12 volt, which is up in this corner if we're boondocking. I also have a little USB clock, and the fairy lights are plugged in there too. And then I made the pillowcases, and I made the quilt. The quilt was in the trailer, but the pillowcases are new. Also over the bed, I have a couple of command shelves to put my phone, some tissue, and flashlight. And I also have Velcro for the remote for the TV that's back here. I also had Ernie add a handle right here as I was getting out of bed, so it'll help me get in and out of bed more easily. Now for the closet, it's got a lot of clothes in it because we're getting ready to go on a trip. But the big renovation was this metal bar in the closet. In the trailer, we had a wooden bar, and the whole thing fell down. This one is not going to happen that way. Under this cabinet, it's a very deep cabinet. It's like 23 or 24 inches. And there would be no way that I was going to get down there to get back. So he built me this drawer. And I just pull out. Has the heater, the little vacuum, my Blue Eddy, and I could even put softer things on the top. It's very convenient that way. And it slides back in. This is just a drawer, Ernie's drawer, which we haven't done anything to it. This one is very deep and has these great latches. And I have all my cooking utensils in here, all my cooking pots and pans and things. And I use these towels and placemats to tuck around so they don't rattle so much, because everything rattles in an RV. We needed a place to put our mop and broom, so we got these command holders, and we put one down at the bottom and up at the top, and they don't rattle and they're convenient. In the bathroom, I also put another little command shelf to put things like toothbrushes. Those are our Lucy lights, and they get charged pretty well from the lights that are coming from the fan as well as the skylight. The big renovation was the shower door. It had glass shower doors with a narrow entry. So Ernie took out the glass doors and epoxied over, was it epoxy or what?
Yeah.
Over the holes that and matched the shower. It wasn't white. It was kind of a off-white, almond white. So it matched really well. And then I put a couple more command strip hooks up here for our washcloths. We put in a curved shower rod. And I had this shower curtain from the trailer, and I wanted to use it again. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay crafty when doing renovations to your RV. Thanks for watching.